Yeah, thank you. All right, so this is going to be our first example with linear combination. Be quiet. Our first one with linear combination. Now, the goal is step one is, I'm going to tell you, because we're just learning this, but thank you. Step one, you're going to solve for x. Okay, that's step one. Actually, I'm sorry. Starts out solve for y by getting rid of x. All right, that's step one. How are you going to do that? You're going to multiply one equation by, are y'all with me so far? Multiply one equation by the additive, this is our vocabulary that Mr. Patton taught you, the additive inverse, and we'll go over that word in a minute, of the coefficient of the other. I'm going to get out your way in a minute, all right? Just get that down. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I'm going to go over what each of those words means.
I'm going to show you the video.
Oh, sorry. What did you ask? I wasn't paying attention. What did you ask?
How are they going to watch it?
On YouTube.
Who's going to show us?
The teacher that's in here. I got that plan
Can you share
already.
me the link?
No. You can just go on YouTube and Google Sounds and you'll find me. I'm public, so everyone knows me. All right, so I've been up there for years, Ricky. Don't worry. All right. Now, we got that down. Now, let's go over this example. We're going to do two examples together. So the first time it will not make as much sense, but watch. Now, the first example is step one. We're solving for y by getting rid of x. So we're trying to actually get rid of x because we want y by itself. Are y'all following me? Now, how are we going to do? We're going to multiply one equation by the additive inverse. What do I mean when I say additive inverse? What does the word inverse mean, first of all? The opposite. And when I say additive inverse, what am I talking about? No, not the opposite of addition, but I am talking about adding. So, for example, if I have a 2, what is the additive inverse of positive 2? Negative 2. So when I add negative 2, what does that equal? 0. 2 plus negative 2 equals 0. If I have negative 4, what is the additive inverse of negative 4? So I'm going to add positive 4. What does that equal? So when I add the additive inverse, what does my sum equal? 0. Okay? So let's do that. So let's look at this. Let's look at 2 as my coefficient. What is the additive inverse of 2? So if I want to get negative x to be negative 2x, what do I have to multiply by to get this to be negative 2x? If I have negative x, how do I get to negative 2x? No, listen to my question. I'm going to say it again. I want to get negative 2, because that is the additive inverse of 2, right? Are y'all following me? Yeah. If I'm at negative x, what am I going to multiply? What am I going to multiply negative x by to get negative 2x? Positive 2. What is the coefficient of negative x?
Negative 1.
There is a negative 1 here. What do I multiply by to get to negative 2? Positive 2. So we got to work on basic rules of multiplication. That's what I'm telling y'all. Period 6 next week. Okay, so let's rewrite this. What is 2 times y? 2y equals, what's negative 1x times 2?
Negative 2x.
Negative 2x. Now I'm going to add them together. And what is y plus 2y?
3y.
3y. What is 2x plus negative 2x?
4x.
0.
0 is the additive inverse. 2 plus negative 2 is what? 0. And that equals
Oh, yeah.
3. How do I solve for y?
Right.
Divide by 3. Y equals 1. Now I'm going to pause there before we find x. Leslie, what question do you have? Okay, pause there. What questions do you have, especially about this step, why I did this? Who can explain, raise your hand, why I did this? And I'll wait until we get a confident person to raise their hand. Rico?
Because since the equation on the bottom is 2x, we need to make the variable 2 as well.
Good, so we need to make this a negative to the additive inverse. Good job. Okay, good. Christian?
Because you gotta change it to, because it was a slope form.
Yeah, y-intercept form, slope-intercept form.
Yeah,
Good, good.
And you gotta change it into, I forgot what it's called.
What's the other form called? Standard form. Good. So you're going, you're like the top kid. So that's right. So yeah, you can think of it like that. Okay. So, but both are excellent. Okay. Now, Jonathan.
So doing linear combination, you always want the slope.
Yes, you always want to get rid of the x's to make it 0. Okay. So y equals 1. How am I going to find x? Substitute it into one of these equations. It doesn't matter which one. So if I have y equals 1, I'm going to plug 1 in for y here. Okay? So let's do that. Are y'all following me on here? Y'all got it? Okay. So if I have 1 equal to negative 1x. Actually, let me rewrite that here. 1 equal to negative 1x. How do I solve for x? Divide by what? Good job, negative 1. And Rico, what is 1 divided by negative 1?
0.
It's the same thing, but it's a positive divided by a negative is always a what?
Positive. A what? And positive?
A positive divided by a negative is always what type of number? What sign does it have?
Negative.
Negative, so it's negative 1. So my solution is x equals negative 1, y equals 1. Okay? That's as hard as it gets, people. Okay. Tyra, you can cut it off.